SAP 2000 offers a powerful utility named Section Designer for the creation of any type of frame section. These sections may be used for both analysis and design within SAP 2000. The Section Designer utility is accessed through the Define Frame Sections command. It is found under Add SD or Section Designer section. The base material may consist of any previously defined material property, which identifies the type of design post-processors that will be available, as well as how the section properties will be reported. Selecting concrete column, which means that the axial loads will be included, indicates that a check or design will be performed. Next, the Section Designer is activated. Within this utility, we have any number of ways to create different shapes, which may be combined into a single section for SAP 2000. There are various structural sections, typically associated with steel shapes. A click on the grid locates the centroid of the shape, and a right-click on the shape brings up the Properties box, where the material, size, and location may all be edited. There are also several solid shape templates, typically used with concrete sections. Again, a click on the grid locates the centroid, and a right-click on the shape brings up the Property box, whereby we can alter the material, location, size, and reinforcing if concrete. Last is the Draw Polyshape command, where the user can draw a very arbitrary polygon. Again, this would typically be used for concrete sections. The Shape Properties box allows you to specify the material and, if concrete, reinforcing. The Reshaper tool allows you to move the shapes as well as to change the geometry of the poly shape by simply dragging or right-clicking on the corner points. At this point, it should be noted that all three of the drawn shapes constitute a single section, and though one of the shapes is steel, the Section Designer utility will calculate properties for SAP 2000 based on the equivalent base material of concrete. It should also be noted that the XY axes shown are local references only. For this example, we will create a rectangular beam section 12 inches wide by 16 inches deep. Reinforcing will be 2 number 8 bars at the top and 2 rows of 3 number 6 bars at the bottom. Cover will typically be 1.5 inches, except at the top where cover over the bars will be 1 inch. We start by going to the Define Frame Sections and adding a Section Designer section. We will name the section SD. It will be concrete, and we will select concrete columns so that the reinforcement can be checked. To draw the beam section, we will use the solid rectangle shape. A right-click brings up the Properties Edit box, where we can change the height to 16 inches, the width to 12 inches, and ask for reinforcing. Enlarge the view to make it easier to work with, and right-click on one of the edge bars. Set the bar cover to 1.5 inches and apply to all of the edges. Note that corner bars are located by the 2 adjacent edge covers. Right-click on the top edge bar and set the bar size to none. With a cover of 1 inch. Apply these changes to only this edge. Next, right-click on one of the right edge bars and set the bar size to none. Repeat this step on the left edge bars. Right-click on one of the top corner bars and set the bar size to number 8. and apply to all corners. Right-click on the bottom edge bar and set the bar size to number 6 with a spacing of 4.2 inches. Next, right-click on the bottom corner bars and change their size to number 6. The section is complete except for the needed second row of reinforcing in the bottom. This is done with the Draw Reinforcing Shape command, where we can add reinforcing bars as single bars, a line of bars, a rectangular pattern, or circular pattern. For this case, we will add a linear pattern, clicking to start and end the line. A right-click on this bar brings up the Properties Edit box, where we can type in the exact coordinates of the endpoints of the line. Change the bar size and spacing to match the row below, and ask that end bars be included. The section is now complete. Under the Display menu, we can ask for the calculated section properties, including the area, moments of inertia, and all of the other generated properties. We can also view the interaction surface, including a 3D view that we can spin around. We can also toggle through the various curves at different angle settings. Section Designer also lets you view the moment curvature curve for reinforced concrete sections. You may pass the cursor over the curve for specific values. The next step is to send the information to SAP 2000 by clicking on the Done button and then OK to add the section to the Frame Sections list. Next, assign this newly defined frame section to the beams in our model. We are now ready to run the analysis. We will run the analysis with only a dead load case. Once the analysis is complete, we start the concrete frame design check command to check the reinforcing previously defined. The 4.22 displayed indicates the amount of longitudinal reinforcing in the section, which comes from the 2 number 8 bars and 6 number 6 bars. A right-click on the section brings up the design information, including the maximum capacity ratio. A click on the Summary button brings up a calculation sheet with all of the detailed values for this beam. Design information is also available in a tabular format. This concludes this example.